John Denver was born Henry John Deutschendorf Jr. on December 31, 1943, in Roswell, New Mexico, into a life defined early by movement and discipline. Raised in a military family with a father who served as a U.S. Air Force pilot, Denver spent much of his childhood relocating from place to place, rarely settling long enough to call any one town home. While this nomadic upbringing brought challenges, it also quietly shaped his worldview. Constant exposure to different regions awakened in him a deep appreciation for wide-open spaces, shifting horizons, and the quiet beauty of nature. These impressions stayed with him, forming the emotional foundation of his songwriting years later. The sense of longing and belonging that echoes through his music can be traced directly to those early years. When landscapes became his anchors and the natural world offered a sense of stability his young life often lacked. Discovering music and finding his voice. Music entered John Denver's life in a simple but transformative way when his grandmother gifted him a guitar at the age of 11. That instrument became both companion and compass, guiding him through adolescence and into adulthood. Inspired by the rise of folk music and artists like Elvis Presley, he began experimenting with sound while attending Texas Tech University. Though he never completed his degree, his passion for music outweighed academic ambitions. Eventually, he moved to Los Angeles to pursue songwriting, adopting the name John Denver as a tribute to the state of Colorado, which had already captured his heart. His songwriting breakthrough came in 1969 when Leaving on a Jet Plane became a massive hit for Peter, Paul, and Mary. The success established him as a gifted songwriter and opened the door for his own performing career. Stardom and the sound of a generation. Throughout the 1970s, John Denver rose to international fame with a series of songs that seemed to capture the emotional heartbeat of America. Tracks like Take Me Home, Country Roads, Rocky Mountain High, Sunshine on My Shoulders, and Annie's Song blended folk, country, and pop into a sound that felt warm, sincere, and deeply personal. Denver's gentle tenor voice and acoustic guitar became instantly recognizable, offering comfort and nostalgia to millions. His music celebrated nature, love, and simplicity at a time when the world felt increasingly complex. Rather than chasing trends, Denver remained rooted in authenticity, which helped his songs endure long after their release. His success was not driven by spectacle, but by emotional connection, making him one of the most beloved artists of his era. Expanding beyond music and connecting with audiences, John Denver's appeal extended beyond the recording studio. During the height of his fame, he became a familiar face on television and film, showcasing a natural warmth that translated effortlessly to the screen. One of his most memorable roles came in the 1977 film, Oh God, where he starred alongside George Burns. The film's success highlighted Denver's ability to balance sincerity with gentle humor, endearing him to audiences who may have first known him only through music. His television specials further reinforced his image as approachable and genuine, someone viewers felt they knew personally. These ventures never overshadowed his musical career, but instead complemented it, reflecting a man comfortable expressing himself across different platforms while remaining true to his core identity: advocacy, values, and a deeper purpose. As his career matured, John Denver increasingly used his platform to champion causes close to his heart. He became a passionate advocate for environmental conservation, believing strongly in protecting the planet for future generations. His activism was not performative. It was deeply personal and reflected in both his music and public actions. He founded the WinStar Foundation to promote environmental education and sustainable living, and he supported humanitarian efforts through organizations like UNICEF. Denver also spoke out for artistic freedom, famously testifying before Congress against music censorship. His involvement in these causes revealed a thoughtful, principled side that went beyond entertainment, showing a man who believed music could inspire responsibility, compassion, and meaningful change in the world. Love, family, and the meaning of home. John Denver's personal life was closely intertwined with his music, especially during his first marriage to Annie Martell. Married in 1967, Annie became both partner and muse, inspiring some of his most cherished work. Annie's Song, written in a brief moment of creative clarity, captured the depth of his love with rare simplicity. Together, they adopted 2 children, Zachary and Anna Kate, and Denver embraced fatherhood with profound devotion. He often spoke about how being a father mattered more to him than fame or accolades. Despite his public success, Denver valued family as his truest identity, once saying that being remembered as a dad would be more than enough. That sentiment revealed the heart behind the artist: marriage, change, and personal challenges. Despite the love they shared, Denver's marriage to Annie eventually ended in 1982, strained by the pressures of fame and constant demands of his career. Both later acknowledged that youth and sudden success made it difficult to maintain balance. Denver later remarried actress Cassandra Delaney, and together they welcomed a daughter, Jessie Bell. While this chapter began with optimism, it too ended in divorce. These experiences reflected the complexity of Denver's personal life, which contrasted sharply with the peaceful imagery of his songs. He faced emotional struggles, moments of regret, and periods of introspection, reminding those closest to him that his public persona did not shield him from very human challenges. Through it all, his role as a father remained his emotional anchor, the tragic flight and the truth behind it. John Denver's life ended tragically on October 12, 1997, when he died in a plane crash off the coast of California. An experienced pilot, Denver was flying an experimental aircraft when the engine failed mid-flight. Investigations later determined that the crash resulted from fuel starvation caused by a poorly positioned fuel selector valve, compounded by design issues that made the aircraft difficult to manage in an emergency. There was no evidence of substance use, and the tragedy was ultimately attributed to a combination of mechanical design limitations and human factors. The findings shifted the narrative away from mystery toward a sobering reminder of how even experienced individuals can be vulnerable to unforeseen risks, especially when safety systems fall short. Legacy, lessons, and enduring influence. John Denver's legacy is richer and more nuanced than any single moment, including his tragic death. He remains celebrated for music that continues to inspire love for nature, compassion for others, and appreciation for life's quiet beauty. His story also serves as a lesson in humility and safety, particularly within aviation and other high-risk passions. While his passing was heartbreaking, it does not diminish the warmth he brought into the world through song and advocacy. Instead, it reminds us that even those who seem to live in harmony with the world face real vulnerabilities. John Denver's voice still echoes across mountains and memories, not as a mystery, but as a testament to sincerity, humanity, and enduring hope.